fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth to this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
We are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of the war. We have to come to dedicate a portion of the field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that the nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this.
But in a larger sense, we can dedicate, we can consecrate, we can not hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it. Far above our poor power to add or detract, the world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what we did here. It is for us living rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to the cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that the nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from earth.
Who is the speaker of the text?
Abraham Lincoln.
Good. What is the occasion of the speech?
To remind us about the soldiers who died and fought for us and sacrificed their lives in the Civil War.
Who is the audience?
The audience are the people who came to his speech to remember the Civil War veterans that died there.
What is the purpose of the speech?
To honor the soldiers who died in the Civil War and at Gettysburg.
What is the subject matter being addressed?
Freedom and the things that people put at risk to fight for the country.
I'm a Confederate soldier, and I appreciate that Abraham wrote this speech to honor me and my fellow soldiers.
I appreciate Abraham Lincoln's speech because he honors all the soldiers that fought for the freedom of slaves like me and other slaves.
I am the wife of a Union soldier, and I appreciate Abraham Lincoln for writing the speech to honor my husband and his fellow soldiers.
What is the most memorable speech you ever heard?
Well, it's actually a song that I heard from my teacher last year, Coach Dupuy, but I already knew the song, but he just kind of brought the words up for me. It's called Laughed Until We Cried by Jason Allen.
How is the Gettysburg Address like or unlike the speech you remember?
Well, it's just got a lot of meaningful things to it, and the song, it appreciates something that happened in his life, and the Gettysburg Address appreciates the death of soldiers and their life and what they did for us.
The world will little know nor long remember what we say here, but here, never forget what they did here.
he thinks people will forget about the speech that he wrote for the soldiers. But we all remember the death of the veteran. Everybody remembers the day of the Gettysburg Address and what Abraham Lincoln said about them, and we will forever remember you and thank you.